How do the Vestige feel? They feel more than just fine, necessary filler. I think they're great in this deck. I would certainly think they're more than just fine. Yeah. They put the Oculus into play really early. They're incredible with Ritual. They're really good with Eldrazi Temple. They are a ferocious enabler for Fanatic. They're just good to cast by themselves. Yeah. Do we see Web of Life and Destiny? No, I haven't seen any Spider-Man cards today. I was a little bit worried about modern playables, but yesterday there was like 2, so I think we're up to like maybe 4. the, it's not going to be a big set, but I guess it's kind of a fine time for it to be a dud of a set because it's like Spider-Man comes out on the 23rd, and then I have like a month until after that till the wedding, so I have other things to focus on. The graveyard persists, so we get to bring in the endurances finally. Oh, this one though. We did see this. Yeah, this was one of the. Okay, so we don't have a new one. But yeah, this Convoke card. This card seems really cool. I like that it triggers immediately the turn you play it too. I wonder if we could play it in like the old Allosaurus Shepherd deck. Yeah, the modern playables are Web of Life and Destiny. I think Rent is Due is kind of interesting. I think it's Mayhem, the one the madness card that returns a three drop or less to play. I think that one's good. There's like there's a card that a 3-mana card that returns a 1-drop that seems maybe. And then there's also I think Sandman is potentially pretty good in my hand is pretty Thoughtseize proof. I think Sandman is potentially good in like a Risen Reef Nissa deck. Not going to be a big impact there, but it seems like a kind of fun option. They took my Subtlety, so I guess not completely Thoughtseize proof. Yeah, I did like Oscorp. Oscorp was really funny. It gives a creature of menace. Oh yeah, Peter Parker's Camera. That's true. That one was another one that's like a fine Urza Saga 2 to target. So there's a handful, and of all the sets there to be like low impact to modern for me at least for my schedule this year, this one's going to be the best for me. Okay, so 3 cards in their hand. They just passed the turn back. Maybe they have like a persist rotting in the hand. Let me cast a ritual first. I'll Subtlety a Bowmaster. I don't know what they're fetching for here. Maybe they playing around Harbinger. Oh no, I stuck the triggers wrong. Oh my gosh, sorry chat. I was looking at Spider-Man. Who's my favorite Spider-Man actor? As far as like the movies go, I think the Spider-Verse movies are the best, despite me talking about my whole multiverse thing yesterday. I do think that those are the best of the movies. I grew up on Tobey Maguire. I think I like his movies more than the Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield ones. My favorite Spider-Man character though is I just like the PlayStation Spider-Man. I just think that those games for me have like the most complete they're the most complete feeling for me. But of course like the video game genre is really good for telling that kind of story. All right. They fatal push my Riddler because maybe they want to get an Oculus hardcast. Okay, so we'll get our own Oculus into play here. The 4th one. So they scour themselves. No Archon hitting the yard, thankfully. I do think that they're very likely to have a persist. They play an Emperor of Bones that could get back a Riddler or a Subtlety. They haven't played a land. If they do go land Oculus, that's not even really so bad for me. They just concede. Okay, that's like the worst I've seen this Grixis deck draw, I think. Okay, I'm going to bring in the Endurances, and I think I'm also bringing in the Emrakuls. On the draw, I want to go down 1 Seer. I think I still am interested in 2. I'm gonna go down at least one Subtlety. As far as graveyard hate goes, we have Endurance and K command, so I think we probably just don't want to play the Force of Negations. Let's just run this. Blue count very low. It's 13. 13's a little low. Oh, it's 11. Sorry. I don't know. That is a little too low. Although it's only for 3 subtleties. Like you could just hard cast subtlety too. I think it's okay. I agree. It's a little low. Well, this is a 1-lander. Right, put back the Oculus. Getting thought seized, maybe? No, looting. Alright, discard a Mire and a Watery Grave. Oh, bottom of the blue card. Interesting draw step pause. Oh no, they said yo spike, they're not ghosting. Okay, no frog is good. Yeah, I guess I just care more about drawing another starting town than I care about the 1 point of damage. We'll see. We'll see which ended up being more relevant, I guess. Okay, dead for Fanatic. They graveyarded Emperor of Bones. If my opponent goes like land, flashback, looting, discard, and Archon, we main phase the K command, I wonder. They like definitely have a persist in their hand. They scour themselves main phase. Maybe they found a frog or another emperor. Go after my Fanatic. So Eldrazi Temple is obviously the best draw. Instead, we draw another copy of Fanatic. Does seem like my opponent's struggling to reanimate something here. And of course, K command X equals 2 is way better than K command X equals 1. So let's go ahead and play the Fanatic this turn. Yeah, that's true. I've seen a lot of lands. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a dragon from MH1 that would be very inexpensive to play here. I might try to surveil. They graveyard a Delta. So many lands. They fatal push the Fanatic. They exile the Fanatic. Oh, and then they Thoughtseize me. They should have Thoughtseized me first. They could have Anticasualed me. So their last card is probably Consign if they're thinking this long on... If they're thinking that long on the Thoughtseize, right? I don't really know what we do with that info. Like, am I just supposed to hold up the subtlety? Like, they know about the subtlety, so it's not going to be very good. Okay, now there's an upkeep stop. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to go ahead and warp here. And just, like, try to just Thoughtseize the Consign. Oh, okay. Maybe they're just reading this. Ooh. Yes, please. This card, I've been really liking this card. Okay, so they got 1 card in their hand, freshly drawn. They also have the looting in the yard that they could use to flash something back. They drew a frog, so holding up the subtlety would have been good after all, although hardcast subtlety blocks the frog this turn. I get hit for 2. What do we draw? I think I draw Riddler. Okay, was wrong. Get in for 4, putting them down to 8, presumably. I don't think I'm supposed to just run the subtlety out like this, right? Like before they draw a card. They don't have that many like actual counter spells. So they flashback looting. I guess they could draw a big creature and land, and then discard the big creature, play the land and Emperor. Okay, they did discard Archon, so did they find the big creature, or the land? They did not find the land, it seems. Now they do know I have subtlety. So they'll eventually figure out to not make an attack. I'm going to run it out. So we're hoping to draw K-Command or Endurance. That's easy mode. But we could maybe play this and then sack it to Archon, put something good into play. Easy mode. I wonder if I'm supposed to exile, maybe I'm just supposed to exile Archon and scry draw. I think I'm going to exile the Frog and the Archon, because then my opponent needs discard outlet and big creature, which is just not... Okay, so they have, their last card is a Persist. Exile Frog, exile 1, 2, 3. Random fourth card, I guess. No exile Archon. Do they have Persist in hand off diluting? I think that it's clear they have Persist now. I just think the answer was going to be exile Archon, exile Frog, because like it's so hard for them to get an Archon in the yard with no Frog in play. Oh, they have Oculus. That is the best possible here. It's like the only thing that really stabilizes them. Okay. Well, we'll just top deck another K-Command. So if I play it, when I play this, they can start chump blocking this with the Oculus tokens. I don't really see much reason to play the Temple. They might cast a Thoughtseize if I hold this in hand. Thankfully, they didn't just top deck a Consign. They did surveil a Looting into the yard. Then they flash back the Looting. Discarding 2 Thought Scours. So their hand is 2 spells. Oh, they say GG. I'm gonna. They were not dead on board here. Okay. They were not dead on board. They were like kind of just fine, I think, right? I'm not gonna keep this 7. Gonna keep this 6. Any cube later or child days? Usually cube days. I'm open to cubing today. Kind of depends on what time this league gets ended. If it ends super fast, like we lose the next 2, then we might do another modern league. We might do a cube league. If it ends super late, then no cube today. It's just kind of like time filler at the moment. So hopefully we can go turn 2 Fanatic into Seer plus Rumble plus Fanatic. That would be a nice turn 3. We did lose the die roll. They played Temple turn 1, so maybe we shouldn't be feeling great. Especially if they have a Kozilek's command. Yeah, I think Eldrazi Temple think for a bit is unlikely for my Fanatic to not get K commanded. Or you could think of it this way. We're playing Fanatic to counter 1/2 of K command. Or maybe they'll just scry draw. What archetype of cube is my favorite? I really like the shop stacks. Just any like artifacts matters are always so fun for me. I get Myco spawned out of this game right now. Foolishly lost the die roll again. Ooh, the Harrogast version. Haven't seen this one in a long time. They're probably grabbing Myco spawn. Yeah, that is what they take, although they can't cast it this turn. So I guess we're hoping to draw a land of Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, I think so. Maybe... Okay. I'm gonna cast the Fanatic because that's the card I can cast. Interesting which one they go after here. They do go after the Temple. So we're in bad shape, you could say. They imprint a Devourer, which means their last card is Emrakul or Harrogast. There can't really be anything else. Or sorry, they have 2 cards, but they have one of those over there. Okay, but I drew a Thought-Knot Seer, or sorry, Temple to play this Thought-Knot Seer. I guess I could just put it back into their hand. Okay, they do have the Harrogast, which we get to take. It's really good. But then they're going to devour my Fanatic, which is bad, because I kind of need that. Do I want a Subtlety? Let's see. I don't think so. But they play Chrysalis first. Missed that they could do that. I think I kind of have to subtlety this because it's just going to get too big. Because they're going to be sacking the spawns. I found your Gnaw to the Bone, Sword, Encrypted Vacuum. Let's love it. Do you remember it doing well? I remember we 3-2'd and then, like, I think we played 1 league and 3-2'd, or 2 leagues and 3-2'd both of them, or maybe like 2 or 3-2'd, and someone in chat after that was like, "This is the worst deck I've ever seen," and it hurt my feelings. All right, I think we're gonna take the ritual. Not a super competitive deck I would recommend, but I do think that there were some cool ideas there. I was definitely really obsessed with Cryptic Vagadim for a hot minute. Oh, they put the Chrysalis on the bottom. Weird. All right, take 6 down to 11. Uh-oh, they have a spell? Maybe another Devourer? It's the only thing that we could see that we aren't super cold to. Alright, I'll concede. I just don't want to sit through them resolving this and then Micro spawning me. Okay, so we're down a game against Eldrazi. Let's bring in the Consigns and the Emrakuls, cut the Subtleties, and then 2 other cards. Maybe we just go down to like 1 Force of Negation. Probably 2. I think just play 1. I don't think there's another card I want to cut over the second Force. Okay. Click submit. Easy sideboarding this time. I'm gonna go grab a protein shake real fast. Alright, on the play for game 2 against Eldrazi. Wow, look at all these K commands. Keep. Maybe one day they'll ban this card. It is fun to cast. Gab, thanks for the raid. Hope your Procher testing is going well. Shout out to the yellow hat. Yeah, Cape Command was such a mistake. It should like, it should maybe have cost a whole extra mana and a bit of sorcery. One or the other, at least. I actually wonder if this card would be playable as is, but you only get to choose 1 mode. I think that might also be playable. It's just so ridiculous. They're gonna K-Command my spawn token? The 4th one. We really need a new name for Kozilek's command or Kolagon's command. Setting aside confusion and conversation, people keep submitting deck lists with K command and getting penalties. Well, that's just like completely on them. I've never seen someone just write a nickname for a card on the deck list and expect that to be fine. Or it just wasn't Eldrazi Kindred. I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's just the card is pretty ridiculous. It was like obviously ridiculous too, I feel. Ghost Quarter. Good game at least. Thank you for the extra mana. Oh, another forest? I have an island in my hand, so it seems fine. That's an extra type in my yard for this Emrakul also. So Emrakul is going to cost 10, and I'm going to have 4 plus 4 plus 1. So it seems 1 short unless I draw another Eldrazi Temple, which there's 1. And then we'll also just keep Ritual Riddler. David with the 10 months, welcome back. 4K no dose, make it an instant with choose 1. If you cast a sorcery, choose 2. I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, I'll say that, you know, We don't need to daydream too much. You know, they're not going to power level Errata. But yeah, that could be kind of interesting. I think honestly, like just if it was a sorcery, that would probably be the best direction for it. Okay, so what do we got to work with here? Ping them, cast the Rumble. Maybe we could find a Myco spawn. Do I want to cast this Magus? I would have to play the Stomping Ground. Seems like I don't want to cast it, so let's just go ahead and not put a card into the hand here. I don't feel like I really care if they cast this next turn, so just restrict their mana. Block here. Cast you. Yeah, what if it was also an MDFC? Now we're I guess they can just exactly cast Emrakul, can't they? No, they're one short. Yeah, it costs 7, they have 6. They drew a Devourer that they've now imprinted. It's definitely kind of weird they didn't make it untap Koa's MDFC in Image 3. I don't think it's that weird. Alright, so hit them for 13, and then we're going to remove some types from their yard and try to scry into a Consign. So I'm going to scry draw, and I'm going to exile. Maybe exile the Myco spawns. The Haragast doesn't do anything. Okay, so K command, 1 rumble, 2 rumbles. And so that's 3, and I get 5 total. So I get 2 more. So I can get rid of the sprawl, and then okay. Let's get ready to rumble. They hit a temple, a magus, a wooded foothills, and another talisman. So we gotta watch out for these magi, especially on the draw for game 3. I don't know if I'm bringing in subtleties. Cause I'm kind of soft to them. I don't know. I have a good amount of basics in the deck. I can just try to get a forest and an island, maybe. Can try to warp something into play, even through the magus. They did pick up an Eldrazi Temple. I mean, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, not that close to another Emrakul. Yeah, it is really dumb that this card just literally does everything. It's ramp, card draw, mana acceleration, graveyard to 8 removal. It's just like, just literally has everything, and it's a colorless card. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to hopefully like keep a hand that has like a Vista and another basic. And if I can't, I can't, you know. This hand is really interesting. We do have a basic, which is something we want. We have a Consign, which is something we want. We have rituals and something to warp off the ritual. I'm gonna keep, I think. This hand is really good. We can just draw Anticasual. We can draw any blue source. We can draw Rumble, and just this hand's pretty good. And of course, having a Consign on the draw is really nice. If we draw like a Vista or an island, that would be super ideal. So they did sprawl on red. Let's see if they have the turn 2 Magus. They have a Rumble, revealing 2 Crystalli, an Emrakul, and a Talisman. They haven't played a land yet, so if they're missing lands, they'll take Talisman, probably. They choose Emrakul, and then they play a Ghost Quarter. And a Talisman. So they have the Emrakul in the hand. We draw another basic forest, which is weird. They rumble again. This one reveals a Utopia Sprawl, 2 more Emrakuls, and a Cavern. They choose the Cavern. Pretty good for them, unfortunately for me. Emrakul costs 8, and they have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if they have a double land next turn, they can cast the Emrakul. Okay, now they just need any land, although there's a double land, so screwed, I guess. Okay, well that's great news. We needed that to happen. So why don't we play the ritual, consign the Emrakul trigger, go from there. Part of the good news here is they maybe have one Emrakul left in their deck after this. I'll be taking my turn. Thank you very much. But you can have your 13-13. You're welcome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Riddler in like maybe mini K command. We've got to obviously we need to set up for Emrakul though. Right, so I think we put Vestige into play here. And then we sack Vestige for another one. Well, maybe is it ever Fanatic? I don't think so. Oh baby, okay. This is also good because it's gonna fill up the yard for our Emrakul. Hopefully. I guess we already have all these types. I'll take a Vista though. So we're gonna have one more type when we K command. We can exile the K return with our K command, maybe. So 13 plus 13 is 26. I need another flyer, I suppose, if I'm gonna block for a turn. This costs 10 at the moment. I have 5, 6, 7, 8 if I draw a temple. Still a little short. We grab a Devourer. You could have manifested Emrakul? I guess I could have manifested Emrakul. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think it really matters much either way. I mean, I'd have 13 mana to flip it. It doesn't get the casting cost reduced. Kind of an interesting angle, though. So I can cast this theoretically, and then double block the Emrakul. Maybe I could triple block the Emrakul if I find another flyer off this, or off this ritual. But I only have one shot, one opportunity. I'm gonna take 13 down to 7. Also, there's a good chance they just have something else good next turn. Another Temple would be good, so I could Anticasual and Oculus. I guess another awkward thing is, yeah, maybe I just want to try to K command to set up for my own Emrakul. I need another flyer anyways. Why not consign both Emrakul trigger? There's a Cavern of Souls. Okay. This Emrakul does have trample. Maybe I attack with this. Okay, so Emrakul right now costs 9. I have 6. It doesn't really seem like K command plus something. Okay, maybe what happens if I go fetch, go to 6, K command, X equals 3, scry draw, then I have an extra spawn token, then I play the Oculus. Then if I could scry draw into a temple, then I could have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if I surveil over one other type next turn, then I have enough to cast this Emrakul. So I guess that's my plan. We have found a plan. Okay, so there's a rumble. So we want the rumble to be on the top so that we can surveil it into the yard. So if I draw Yavimaya, I'm going to have one spawn left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we'll go bottom Fanatic, top. I guess we could manifest the Fanatic too. I can't undo. It's annoying that you can't undo. Shouldn't matter that much. Yeah, but manifesting Fanatic, sorry, that was actually so good because then I could... Oh no, I have to exile all these cards from my yard to cast the Oculus. Okay, so I get to leave only 2 cards in the yard. I'm gonna put a sorcery in the yard. So I'm gonna leave land K command. So I need to find a creature too. Isn't it gone because of ritual anyways? Oh, right. Da da da. So putting the extra land into play has got to be a bit better, right? Wait, I misclicked? Oh my gosh, I misclicked on the K command being gone. Well, maybe we're just dead to a removal spell anyways. The like exiling stuff from the yard, the interface is always so bad on Magic Online. I tried yesterday to undo a scry, it didn't let me. Yeah, I think we're still like just likely pretty dead to a Devourer. They had a great draw this game. Okay, well, this does kill me, right? Because now I can only absorb 6 toughness, so I get trampled over for 7. Kind of a creative lethal. Go through the motion sim here. Alright, that was a cool game. So there was a deck that was playing like Analyst and Lumra, but it was just kind of like value, which I didn't like. It seems like playing that as like a value plan instead of a like combo plan seems bad to me. It's certainly possible. Like I think if Primeval Titan was banned from the Amulet deck would still exist, which means that you could lean more into the graveyard recursion plan. The thing is, it's so nice to just have 6/6 value tramplers that get you 2 really good cards if your opponent has graveyard hate. So like being more in on Ice Till makes you a lot weaker to graveyard hate, which certainly doesn't seem like a good place to be, right? Alright, I'm going to put up the hand hider since we've got a opponent who's taking like a minute to show up. You usually like to do that. Alright, still got the hand hider up. Oh, we didn't save the stretchy hand hider. They may be scrolling TikTok, unclear. They joined the match 2 minutes, 10 seconds ago. I guess we can go check if there's any new Spider-Man cards to look at. So we got Wraith, Vicious Vigilante. I don't think I'm familiar with Wraith. 3 mana, double strike, can't unblockable, and it has Fear Gas. Villainous Wrath. Target opponent loses life equal to the number of creatures they control, then destroy all creatures. Friendly Neighborhood. Enchant land. When this aura enters, create 3 human citizen creature tokens, and enchanted land has 1 and tap. Target creature gets +1/+1 end of turn for each creature you control. It's a fun card. Super good and limited. Strength of Will. So end of turn, target creature gains indestructible, and whenever this creature is dealt damage, put that many counters on it. That card's also super fun. My opponent has still not shown up. This is a card that already exists. Put a counter on each of up to X target creatures. Aura's equipment and modified creatures are hexproof. I haven't seen like this card. I know it's like a reprint of something else. Okay, a 1 mana Mayhem card. This could be good. And a 2 mana Websinging card. This could be good too. Okay, when this enters, you may discard a card. If you do, put a +1 counter on Scarlet Spider Cane. So this madness is for 1 mana, and then lets you discard another card to make it a 3/2 menace. Could see this play in Hollow One. Hollow One probably has too many other good options. Opponent's nearing on 5 minutes of inactivity. Why is this allowed on Magic Online? Right, 3 mana Websinging. So this is castable for 2 mana if you return a tapped creature. If this was cast using Websinging, it enters with X counters on them, where X is the mana value of the returned creature. Okay. That's pretty fun. So like even if you just bounce a 1-drop, this is a turn 2 5/4. I think you have that bounce your 1-drop. That card seems pretty good. Maybe not modern playable, but if you bounce a Thought Monitor, then it's a you get to bounce your Thought Monitor, and then it's gigantic trampler. As additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, or pay 2 mana. Deals 3 damage to target creature. Oh, it's still not here. Did I see Goblin Shadow? No. I don't think so. Maybe we'll get there as we go down. Spider UK, web slinging for 3. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more creatures entered the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card and gain 2. A little too expensive. Okay, 2 mana, 2/2 ward 2. This creature has flying as long as it's modified. I wish it did more. Just love ward creatures. Whenever you attack, put a +1 counter on target attacking creature. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library, play that this turn. So by itself, with Arena of Glory, it's a 4/4 that I guess you're not gonna be able to play the card you hit usually. Close, probably not good enough still. Parker Luck. At the beginning of your end step, 2 target players each reveal the top card of the library. They lose life equal to the mana value of the card revealed by the other player. Then they put the card revealed into their hand. Give it your end step. So this is a recurring Calibrated Blast, isn't it? Holy shit. This is a black Calibrated Blast. Black Calibrated Blast is super relevant because black is the Witch's Cottage color. That's like, it's so relevant that it's black, and it's just recurring too. So you can also just like with Troll of Khazad-dûm, you can go like reveal Troll, deal 6, then cycle Troll, get another Witch's Cottage, put Troll on top, deal them another 6 next turn. And it reveals the turn you play it too, which is huge. Okay, we've unlocked like our 5th or 6th modern card for Spider-Man. My opponent it's been almost 8 minutes. I wish Magic Online would do something about this. Feels like it's getting worse. Okay, another Mayhem card. So it's a clone, but only creatures you control, and you can madness it. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, you lose type 2, so it's not like there's just no downside. But you're also usually like a Leyline Scion deck too. But I think this card's pretty interesting. Like mana values in Modern are usually pretty low. Did they get DQ at some point? No, not that I know of. I mean, it costs them money to enter the league. Okay, my opponent has lost due to inaction. We are 2-1. Opponent is here this time. We had a 1-lander that we mulliganed, and now this is our 6. A bit awkward that we could only fetch waste 1 time here. I think I'm gonna keep, and I'm just gonna put the A command back. No, we'll put back the Oculus. I missed Oscorp. I guess so. Okay, I think I'm gonna let that one resolve. Try to save this for one of these for a 2-drop. Okay, nice, great draw. Obviously. Maybe we should have played the Temple turn 1. What was... Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was blocking the cards I was reading. Pro streamer. I don't think I read Craven. Mayhem is just fair madness. It's just kind of simplified madness, was probably how I'd say it. Okay, Oscorp. Oh, I think I saw this and skimmed over it. When this land enters from the graveyard, you lose 2 life. Oh, you could. It's a mayhemable land. Okay, I think I just skimmed over it because I didn't expect it to be interesting. The Madness land that costs you 2 life, but is a Grixis Triumph. That's pretty cool. So if I draw a Riddler this turn, I'll make a spawn so I can go Ritual Riddler next turn. Yeah, then what is... I don't think I saw Craven. Just Control F for Craven. You know, Craven was always like my least favorite Spider-Man villain. Reading the comics, like he was just always a joke and like the original Amazing Spider-Man. But wait, this one? Just Vigilance power equals to the greatest mana value among permanents you control. I just kind of skipped it because it looked bad. Got a trample too. Maybe you could look at it. Not a modern card at least. Okay, I did draw the Riddler, so we'll go ahead and try to make the spawn off the K command here. It does seem like our opponent has Thraben Charm, so let's hope that they like tap out for a 3-drop. Oh, so they're Fele-ing. I think I do let this go because of Thraben Charm. Yeah, Proud Predator, they probably could have picked a different name. So we want to wait for the attack to happen before we K command. Even specifically in Zoo makes him 12 power very easily. Okay, well, not very easily. You have to have a Scion of Draco exactly that lives, you know. But that can be true. But I mean, 3 mana 12 for Vigilance isn't a playable modern card, I think. Let's just imagine Kraven just didn't even have to have a Scion of Draco in play. If it was literally just a 3 mana 12/4 Vigilance, that would not be a playable modern card. I think. I wouldn't play it unless, you know, I was doing something like some weird like fling stuff. You know, just you don't usually want to be doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, just gonna do the thing. Draw 2. They Solitude my Riddler, so just a actual clean 4 for 1. We'll take it. Maybe their last card is a Riddler too. They have another Guide of Souls. I haven't seen this one. Spider Woman, Stunning Savior, blue-white hybrid, and a 1 flying. Artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter tapped. I can see playing that. Huh. Okay, let's just hold up Hardcast Subtlety, I think. / Force. Just take it a little bit slow. Rewarded, although they are definitely putting that on top. Oh, they're doing a stream right now. Okay. Good. They're going to flicker my Subtlety. What? I'm going to block. You got a Riddler on top. Oh, sorry. I didn't leave up Hardcast Forest. I was too stunned. Hopefully we find an Oculus here. Okay, no Oculus, but I guess we'll just go ahead and get a new Fanatic so we can eternalize the old one. They should just be riddling. I guess they could have Ephemerate. If they have Ephemerate and I don't have the Force up, I'm gonna feel so embarrassed. So embarrassed. Jump the Guide of Souls. Beginning of your first main phase, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, deals 1 damage to each opponent. That one's pretty tempting. Alright, eternalize. Let's find an Oculus. We do find the Oculus. Yeah, it's a fair punt back after the Felia, I suppose. Okay, take the Fanatic. I'm probably gonna just throw the Force at the Ephemerate here. There's some better things it could have, of course, but the deck is mostly creatures. I don't think I've seen Lady Octopus, no. They have a Solitude for my Oculus, which also lets them jump something off the guide, and then their Kitty's Blessings going crazy. Alright, so I'm taking 10 down to 7. Gonna be very tough to stabilize, although this helps. So flip this up. Get another 4/4. Play the Oculus, but think we're going to be still too behind, actually. I guess there's a lot more spoilers than I expected there to be. Okay, a Riddler that we can't put into play. We could Thought-Knot Seer them. Yeah, I'm just going to Thought-Knot Seer them for info and concede. Archive revealed. Game 2. We want to bring in the Emrakul. It's kind of our mirror breaker here. They are playing Teferi, but I'm going to cut the Force of Negations. And I think I want like 2 explosives for their little creatures. The subtleties are good. We can go down a Seer, kind of easy. A low blue card count for subtlety down to 14. It's not that low. Okay. Right, 14? Yeah, 14. Okay, whenever you draw your first or second card each turn, put an Ingenuity counter on Lady Octopus. You may cast an artifact spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the number of Ingenuity counters on Octopus without paying its mana cost. That one's a head scratcher for sure. It's also like just being a 1 mana legendary blue creature that cares about artifacts. That just like that sentence by itself is very interesting in your Mox Opal, Mox Amber format. And so, you know, if you play this, then you cast Thought Cast on turn 1, then you get to cast a 2-drop. The thing is, the way affinity decks are built is you're almost never casting more than 2 drops with this. But you could potentially build it differently with this in mind. In fact, I wonder like this card could go kind of hard with Paradox Engine because it does cast the card. That's true. You can just cast Lotus Bloom with it too immediately. Well, you have to untap with it. It's an 0-2 instead of an 0-1. I mean, this is definitely like this is making the PowerPoint. So I was worried that we would have a very short PowerPoint. Prismatic Ending. I guess we just main phase Scry Draw. Yes, please. Cool with card minus. I mean, it could be. You can cast an emissary because it gets counters from river. Does it cast from hand? Yeah, it's only from hand, so you can't cast Warped Pinnacle Emissary. I want to stop them from getting the Ephemerate off. If I draw a land, I can K command the Riddler next turn. Okay, so we'll just we'll just try to do that. Very lucky I can K command X equals 5 here. It's a lot of action. Let's bottom the Fanatic. Let's bottom the Fanatic, and then I probably want to like draw K command and then rumble into Oculus and cast it. So let's go bottom, top, top. Got to keep Emrakul in mind when I'm delving for the Oculus here. And I don't believe they get to draw an extra card of Holly. I think they've only gained 2 life, right? Oh, you know, sorry. I keep forgetting to work on Holly and Mox Amber, and I just never do. So I'm going to make a note for that real quick. Shouldn't you have drawn K command? Oh, sorry. I totally meant to. Wait, is the K command not next? I meant to put the K command next and then rumble into it, but I think you're right. I do think I misordered. Yeah. Okay, we'll give him a chance. I guess now I take this, and then I warp the Oculus into play. Then we have this for later. I guess we might as well. Now we have found out that we can't Eldrazi Temple to flip up manifests. Okay, so they're gonna Holly here probably. Then gain 3 more life, 2 more energy, and draw a card. Let's draw 2 cards. I guess if I draw Seer, this is kind of awkward. Ritual plus explosives. I don't know if I could have picked a better 2 cards. Let's leave the Oculus back to block this turn. No casuals here, huh? Yeah, you don't get the discount either. So I mean, we might somehow get to 13 mana and flip it up, like with this Fanatic of Rhonas. Like manifesting a Fanatic is pretty good. It's just like mana positive. Certainly happy they're playing another Guide of Souls now that I have found Engineered Explosives. They have 2 more cards in their hand here. They main phase Felia so that they can double jump. I guess they're going to be going on the Halia, right? Their last card is just a Marsh Flats, but they're going to draw another card in their instep here. So I'm taking 7 down to 11. Attack for 7 here. I guess. Yeah, just 7. Can you only flip up at sorcery speed? No, you can do it at any time, right? Yeah, of course. Another one into play, get the trigger. But I don't think I want to put Subtlety into play if that's all I have. I could maybe K-command this now, looking for something to put into play, though. That seems fine. So yeah, let's go ahead and flip up the Fanatic. Exile this and scry draw. Oh wait, hold on. I need mana for explosives too. Too many game actions, huh? Right, X equals 4, so we're looking for something to put into play. How about an Abhorrent Oculus? We might as well bottom the other Rumble since we're going to manifest over it. So draw this, pop the explosives. Ooh, nice, Emrakul. I mean, these just hit really hard. I've got the Fanatic. 3 cards in their hand. Counter target instant spell, sorcery spell, or triggered ability, and it's web slinging. That card's pretty interesting. Right, they don't have a Solitude possible, so just block like this. Spell slinging on like non-creatures is cool. Don't even know what's happening. Too many triggers. Alright, so my Emrakul costs 6. How do you cast Emrakul, Spike? Has been asked a lot today. They did find a Solitude white card. I don't think I'm supposed to Subtlety this though. Yeah, it's just you can take an Oculus. That's okay. Then we could play another Vestige. or can hold up the Subtlety. I think I'll just play another one. Okay. They concede. Great. Easy enough. Maybe I wanted to. I think 2 is probably a good number of explosives. Yeah, let's just go to game 3 here. I have no idea who's favored in this matchup. Vestige is really good. I think this card's a little bit of a sleeper still. So many triggers this game. We lost a green-red Eldrazi. I think if we had won the die roll, we'd have had a better chance. Shocker, right? Yeah, it's just good with Vestige in 2 ways, where it's a good payoff and a good enabler. And I really like that this just plops an Oculus into play also on turn 3. Yeah, really, this build has really tied a lot of ideas together. I'm glad it came together so well. I've been working on it for like a week. I think Spider UK might be a bit of a sleeper. I don't remember it looking that good. What was it? Got a second here. Take some looks at pictures of Spider-Man. Oh, I don't know. This card's 4 mana. This card seems like a much worse Halia to me, right? I think it seems worse than like Halia and Rent do. Gaining 2 life is nice. Yeah, it just seems so much worse than Halia. If it was like, if this was a mana less and this was a mana less, you could consider it. Okay, on the draw for game 3. JRC with the 3 years. Thank you. Welcome back. I'm not sold on the Emrakuls being optimal. Well, they're the sideboard. I even think I want to disagree, because the Emrakuls are like so important to winning these matchups. These matchups are pretty common. I think that they're very castable in this deck, and with between Rumble, Fanatic, and K commands and Temples. And these games just always go so long, and so just having this I win button that you can like rumble and dig for, it's just, I think the Emrakuls are super important. Board them in a lot. Have you tried some sort of scape shift lately? No, I do think it's okay. I've seen Dingo play it a little bit recently. Pays 2 mana, then unpays mana. I would be surprised if they had Felia, but I don't really know what else this could be. Okay, nothing. Maybe they have like a warp creature they just want to ephemerate it this turn. Edging Rover plus Flare. I'm such a hater of that card, Edging Rover, but maybe I need to learn to find some space in my heart for it. I think I'm taking Emrakul over any card here. Maybe not Ritual. Yeah, I'm gonna take Ritual instead. I'm not even sure that's right, because I do have 5 types in the yard too, and I've got the Fanatic. I do just have another Emrakul in the deck though, and the Ritual is really good. Kind of tough. All right, they plus the Teferi, 6 cards in hand. Main phase Solitude my Fanatic pitching Witch Enchanter, and then they main phase Ephemerate the Solitude. And then they Mockingbird. Something, they're malfunctioning a little bit over there, it seems. All right, let's warp the Riddler. We need to hit a land drop more than anything, really. Which we failed to do, so like maybe that'll be the end of us here. Yeah, they're gonna copy the Fanatic. That's true. Okay, I mean maybe they're just trying to dump their hand for the Riddler. All right, if I don't draw a land, we can't win. I get 2 looks at it. Gonna be very tough with this Teferi minus anyways. Miss on another look. Draw a card. Well, pretty anticlimactic into the match. We fought very hard. You lose to Mana Screw, I suppose. Sometimes. Ooh, this hand's a little sketchy. At 3 mana, well, it's just Green Sunnable can make a lot of mana. This doesn't exist in Modern. This is a unique to Modern effect. It's like the options for this is Heritage Druid and like End of List. So like the fact that this is like a green sunnable card where you can just keep making tokens. You can like Nantuko, make Nantuko tokens pop off. Like there's just like stuff you could do with this. It's also any creature too. So it's like it's just interesting and unique. It's not gonna break anything, but like it's just a good tool that we don't have in Modern. 3 mana is so much. 3 mana is too much. Well, what if it's 3 mana and it makes 7 mana the turn it comes down? Is it still too much? Yeah, we may just get frog locked here. I don't know. It's an interesting, powerful green sunnable tool, and not something we have access to in this format at the moment. Lazov. Yes, 3 mana is too much if it makes 7 mana the turn it comes down. Okay. Well, there's no getting through to you, I guess. Yeah, you can Soul Cauldron it. Like, it's pretty interesting, I think. 3 mana cards, famously unplayable in Modern. I'm not sure if we're doing cubing today. Maybe, but I am pretty hungry. I'm on a new medication where I can't really eat breakfast, so I'm trying to figure how that's fitting into my routine. Well, I guess we're not Force of Negationing that. Dreams and Thoughtseize is interesting. Takes the Subtlety. No surprise there. 1 card on top, 1 card on bottom, and plays a Delta. Maybe we could not go through the motions. No, we could just draw a Quantum Riddler with Force of Negation up next turn. That's like very likely to win. It doesn't matter. They're getting Kaito'd. And they have Kaito and they decided not to use the Kaito here. Oh, they want to use it after it deals damage. That makes more sense. Alright, so if we draw Quantum Riddler this turn, we are probably ahead. We can force back, and if we don't draw exactly Quantum Riddler, we can concede. Alright, Forest, can't quite warp that. Game 2. So bringing in the Emrakuls again, cutting the forces. I think I just play 1 Endurance. We play 1 Force. We wouldn't have Force up if we drew Riddler. We didn't have 3 blue mana and 5 mana. I'm pretty sure we had the 3rd blue source. If we didn't, we didn't, I guess. But I'm pretty sure we did. I mean, Endurance isn't that good against them. And neither is Force. I had 2. Okay, I thought I had 3. If I had 2, I had 2. Could play Explosives. Explosives on 2 is not very good for us. I think like Force to protect K Command is probably better than Endurance. Alright, I guess we keep this. Kind of resilient to Harbinger, which they may have brought in. No. Dreams of Steel and Oil is nice. Could have been Thoughtseize instead of Dreams of Steel and Oil. We could have like eternalized the Fanatic through all the counter magic. Although maybe they had a push. No push is good. They graveyard a Shieldred's Edict. Okay, so they maybe need lands. Seems like they need lands. Fortunately, we don't have anything to just punish them with this turn. I'm gonna get the wastes. They've got counter magic up, so let's just eternalize here. Might be playing into another removal spell, but they only play like 5 or 6 removal spells, and there's already 2 of them used, so think this is fine. And if the if they removal, it's like not the end of the world anyways. Okay, there's the push. They have a third push. Or edict, I guess. Okay, third fatal push. So there's one of those left in the deck. Okay, then there's a Shieldred's Edict. So we'll take the Subtlety, of course, and pass back. Glad that they have double Stern Scolding. That it literally only counters Fanatic. I don't know why they have this many or like what they expect me to have. Maybe they think I'm like a more traditional build. So they play the Frog. So we warp Vestige. Oh, I guess they get to Shieldred's Edict in response to the Manifest. But then they're not Kaitoing. I guess that's okay. Is through the Omen Passage. Yeah. It seems like Marvel really... or maybe I want to put Riddler to play this turn. No, I want the Oculus. I think the Oculus like makes them Edict, which stops them from Kaitoing. Yeah, but it seems like Marvel really screwed Wizards. Like they it seems like to me my fan theory or whatever speculation is that when they made this deal to collab Wizards had the thought that this was going to be all digital and that there was something in the contract that someone at Wizards didn't look over and it wasn't all digital. That might not have been how it went down. But it seems kind of likely because I don't know really why Wizards would even take the collab if they couldn't digitize them. Maybe it's still in their best interest, but maybe not. This is a secret Oculus here. Is it possible Marvel Snap wasn't out when they made the deal? It seems very unlikely. Snap's been out for a long time. Okay. So maybe they Kaito this turn. But if they Kaito the Riddler, then they like bounce the Frog. And I just get to Oculus the Kaito. You really can't see why WotC or Hasbro, whatever, would take a huge money making collab even though online was included. I don't know that it is a huge money making collab for them without the digital product, but maybe I'm underestimating it. To me, it seems like it's like a flop. It's like a brand damaging thing. But like, yeah, again, I could just be misassessing this. I don't, know a lot about this world. So I guess they could block and then discard their whole hand to kill my Oculus, and they probably would want to do that because their hand sucks. It will sell out. I mean, I think the paper cells will sell. Maybe that's just totally fine then. Maybe it's totally fine. Maybe I'm misevaluating things. The thing is, yeah, they didn't announce the digital only thing when they first announced the set, which is also part of the fan theory here. So they keep just a Force of Negation here. Maybe just flip this over. Oh, I should have put Rumble in the yard for Emrakul. Doesn't matter. We're going to game 3. Like, I think that Wizards was so hype for the Marvel collab that they didn't read the fine print of the deal, or someone at legal didn't read the fine print of the deal. But yeah, but maybe it was just totally fine for them anyways. Obviously, kind of their problem, right? Not our problem. Could try this one. I don't love. I also have 2 Riddlers, so this is fine. Because I don't love having to like subtlety a frog and then not having the creature to ferocious the Fanatic. They mulled a 6 on the play. Did you resolve any Fate from History at some point? I don't know that I even have drawn the card, even though I've been sideboarding it a lot. I can't tell you I recall a single time I've like drawn Fate from History. Maybe like once or twice. So they didn't surveil end of turn. That's a little bit weird. I know my opponent had a lot of Stern Scoldings in their deck, so I think I'm going to Rumble this turn, actually. Maybe we get snared anyways, but... Okay. Definitely went Temple with me having Emrakul and K command in hand. Most people of this chat, be included, only care about the mana cost of text box. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm a large company, transactional and IP attorney. It doesn't sound super likely to me. They may have had to approve a requested setup for certain categories that got denied later, or may have negotiated one set of IPs, then kept negotiating the digital, weren't able to settle. Yeah, maybe. Again, of course, it's just all speculation. Glad to have some lawyers in the chat, though. I think we'll not hold up the K command since we can't hold it up. X equals 2. Just play a Fanatic that doesn't get Stern Scolding. That feels great. So what is it? What's in their hand? No frogs, no Scolding, no counterspell, maybe push. Yep. Kind of interested in just eternalizing the Fanatic so I could set up for Emrakul. They could have Consigns. It's possible that they have counterspell, and just wanted to push the Fanatic. Yeah, I think I mean this is, you know, we haven't been playing a ton of Fanatic decks, but one nice thing about Fanatic is against decks like this, they just hold up counter magic, just eternalizing the Fanatics. It usually is a really powerful thing to do. Even if they kill it, it's just you get they kind of waste their mana into for 1 them. Maybe we're getting Kaito'd though. Maybe I should have subtlety their subtlety. Yeah, I think you're more likely to, Kenji. Maybe I'm too much of a fan theory here. Okay, I think we're getting Kaito'd. Okay, not getting Kaito'd. Okay, so Emrakul cost 11. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that they're a little too likely to have Consign, so why don't we just try to overwhelm their resources a little bit to start off by warping one of these. I could put a Riddler into play off of it. I did not see the new Ballista combo card, though. Okay, so they replicate a Consign. 1 Consign down. Let's just pass here. And I think I kind of like upkeep K commanding. If they have another Consign, that's totally fine. I'm just like a little bit worried about them top decking Kaito, even though they didn't Kaito me last turn. Even if this gets countered, it puts 2 more types in the yard for the Emrakul too. Yeah, just getting, that's 2 Consigns down. So maybe they have 3rd Consign, but if they do have 3rd Consign, we're, I think, probably still ahead, right? Ever been a shooter gamer? Yeah, I played a lot of like Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops and Apex Legends. I used to be kind of good. Alright, so 2 Consigns down. Do you have Consign number 3? I really like Subtlety on your Vestige last turn in response to Consign. I don't usually like to just like throw 2 cards in my hand away to put a good card on top of my library, right? Maybe I'm missing something. Okay, didn't play around Children's Edict super well. Still get to control them. So this is only each opponent. So I guess we just have to go use Sacrifice a Planeswalker. Then fetch, fail to find. Although, is that worse than fetch and surveilling and messing with them? I guess they don't have another surveil. Only playing one surveil end is kind of unhinged in these tempo decks. Triple Kaito, double Dreams, 3 Thoughtseize, 3 Bowmasters, 1 Dispute. Yeah, just like I was playing a lot of Apex, and I took like a 3-week break, and then the entire game was different, and I was just like, okay, I guess I'm retired. I'm still not used to just games being so different when you come back to them. Although I guess maybe playing Magic I should be. All right, taking 3 down to 9. 11 mana Hymn to Turok. Yeah. Oh, they drew Kaito. Okay, they're gonna stun counter this Fanatic, right? I've seen Strength of Will. I told you when you posted in the chat. I've already seen the card. It doesn't seem very good. It seems pretty fun. Wait, they're surveilling? They're just gonna let me kill the Kaito? Maybe they're looking for just like YOLOing for Fatal Push. I haven't tried the Battle Crier decks. It's just so bad against Boros, and I'm, not super interested in decks that fold to Boros at the moment, I guess. All right, so 3-2 that league. 3-2 both the leagues. I'm really liking this deck. I think it's pretty cool. Might want to run it through a challenge. We also have updated mono black K command with Vestige, which is also pretty cool because you can like Emperor Bones it, and then it's just like I think a good value creature in that shell. Yeah, I think that is gonna be all for me today. I think not quite enough time for Cube. Again, also I've been on new.